We're the indie project Bee and Theo, and we've been living and travelling the world in vans for the past 6 years. We're currently renovating an abandoned stone barn in Portugal to turn into a beautiful tiny home for us and our cats Ginjey Bear and Furrnando. Follow our journey from the very beginning as we document the whole process of creating an off-grid home.
Good morning guys, welcome back to a brand new video from kind of sunny Central Portugal. We're off to a bit of a rocky start this morning because last night we broke down in the middle of nowhere with no signal, no data service, but luckily we have good friends. So Ken and Gina from OK Portugal came and picked us up. We had to walk to try and get phone signal, and then they brought us all the way home, which was like a 2-hour round trip for them. So thank you so much to them guys for helping us out. It was much needed because otherwise we would have had to sleep in the truck. But now we don't have a vehicle, and that's not good when you live in the middle of nowhere. The thing is, we have many vehicles, just like this dusty Passat that's just sitting here on the land, but unfortunately this is on English plates and no longer legal to drive in Portugal. And then we have our beautiful 1978 Kubota tractor, but that's not going to be any good as a daily driver. It'd literally take us a couple of hours just to get to the supermarket. And then we have my dirt bike, which is actually road legal and would be the most fun option, but it's not very practical. And then last but not least, we have our camper van, which is lovely to drive, but it's not really a farm vehicle. It's not a day-to-day vehicle. We actually live in that, so we can't be moving that every single moment of the day to move things around. That's just not a good idea. So we're gonna have to head to the city right now and try and hire a vehicle.
Just made it to the city to hopefully pick up the hire car. We've had an issue before trying to get hire cars, and I'm hoping today will be nice and smooth and we can drive away easily, because I don't know if I have the mental capacity to deal with any drama. Check out our new rental car that we've picked up for the week.
It's a little bit different to driving a truck, isn't it?
It's so fancy. It's even got power steering and aircon.
Don't get used to this.
I will try not to. Did you hear that?
It welcomed you into the vehicle.
We need to change the truck so it does that if it works again.
We are just in the rental car, heading about 30 minutes outside of Castelo Branco, where we broke down yesterday. We just dumped the truck on the side of the road, so we need to go and locate it, and then we can call the insurance company, who hopefully will send a tow truck to pick up the vehicle and take it to a garage, and then we can find out what's actually wrong with it. But on first thoughts, it doesn't look good at all, and I'll go into more detail when we actually find the truck on what actually happened. We've just arrived, the truck is just parked there. Hello truck. I tell you what, I'm already missing the truck. I can't wait to get it fixed. Hopefully they can fix it. Let me show you what the problem was. Some good news. My shoes are still in the back.
Oh, brilliant.
These have been all the way to Alaska. They got holes in. I'm really surprised no one nicked them, to be honest. And a sock if you want it.
Rotten sock, nice.
So what the problem seems to be is we were driving along last night and we heard a flappy noise. It's the only way I can describe it, and Bee can't describe it any better.
No, it was flappy.
It was just a flappy noise, and then we pulled over because we completely lost power instantly, and there was oil everywhere, oil all over the engine bay, all over the floor. So basically the truck has just lost all of its oil completely. So I don't know what happened, and if you dip the oil now and check the oil, there's literally nothing in there whatsoever. Something has exploded almost and let all the oil out and has turned into a big oil leak.
After 32 years, another part of the truck has decided to die,
so,
unsurprisingly.
From what I've researched, it doesn't sound good, to be honest, and I just really hope they can fix it, because being without this truck, even for 12 hours, I miss it so much. And
I know.
you know, we're so used to just throwing things in the back of it, and it is a workhorse, and we keep it topped up. That's the thing, like we keep all the levels looked after, we keep it maintained because we use it so often, like literally we use it every day, and it was just completely spur of the moment, lost power, oil everywhere. So to me that feels like a seal or something's exploded, but I don't know. We don't keep seals in the truck.
No, now we've just got to wait for the...
You don't get the joke.
I do get the joke, but I'm being serious.
An actual seal.
Yeah, I know.
Exploded.
We actually do keep a seal in the
So
back.
there's basically seal blubber all over the engine. But that's not my expertise, so hopefully the tow truck can come in the next 20 minutes and take it to the garage and we can get a diagnosis. The Bee's just pushing me back so that we can get this on the back of the truck. Plenty of room.
Yeah, good.
So the truck has just been loaded onto the truck, and now it's going to go off to the garage to hopefully be fixed.
We're now back on the land. I've changed into some work gear, and now we're ready to carry on with some more barn conversion work.
Back in the barn, we are back on lime duties. It's quite nice to be back. It's been a couple of days. It's nicer to be working in here than it is running around cities trying to get the truck sorted out. We're in Portugal, things go at a slower pace here, so we probably won't hear for, I'm not expecting to hear anything for like a week at least, maybe 10 days. What I'm going to be sorting out today is a job that I didn't even know was a thing until I started to go around the joist. So I started to do a dubbing outcoat around the joist, and I realised that basically I knew that we had two different pitches on this roof, and this is the steeper pitch, which means it's slightly harder to build the stones up because they get narrower and narrower to meet the cladding. And how it looks right now, I'm not happy with it because there's a big gap. It means that creepy crawlies, spiders, it also creates a horrible shadow. So now instead of just plastering, I'm gonna have to continue building the wall up where the builder previously just decided to stop because it was a little bit hard. On the other side he's done all right, but that's a lot narrower pitch, so it was a lot easier. And then this one he's just decided to go, you know what, I'm just going to stop a couple of inches away from the cladding, and it just doesn't feel right at all. And you know what we're like, we want this to be the best possible finish we can get. We know it's not going to be perfect because it's a stone building, everything's a bit wobbly and wonky, but we can do better than this. So that is what I'm going to be working on today, will be continues dubbing out.
I'd like to just say a big thank you to Squarespace, who have sponsored today's video. Squarespace is a fantastic online platform for you to build and design your very own website, and you don't need to have any experience at all in web design. There's so many different themes to choose from. They're all fully customizable, color schemes, fonts, images, everything like that. You can make it totally unique to you. We've got our website with Squarespace and I really enjoy being able to change it as and when I want, and it's such a great place to be able to have our blog and our newsletter and even our shop, which is really handy. So if you want to try out Squarespace, build your own website, maybe for a blog that you've got, a little hobby, you're going to start a business, who knows, you can have a website for pretty much anything. Just click the link in our description or head to squarespace.com/indieprojects for a 2-week free trial and then 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. And if you want to, use the code indieprojects at checkout to take full advantage of that. So give it a go.
How much better does it look?
So good.
I'm so happy I did it. It's definitely going to take me a lot longer to do all of the rest like that, but that's how it's meant to be. And you know, I couldn't lie in bed and wake up every morning and look at it how it was. No. Especially because if you leave any gaps in a stone building, something's going to build a nest in there.
Oh yeah.
So definitely a worthwhile decision.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to look even better than it did before.
Yeah, it looks very smart. I think it was a wise choice. This morning has been fantastically productive so far. Theo's managed to get all those little pieces done, very intricate. I've been dubbing out and getting work done, and now we're going to continue dubbing out, but Theo's also working on a really intricate part of the door frame, so I'm going to show you what he's up to. Howdy.
Hello. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to find the shape around all the stones that we're going to keep. Obviously the plaster's quite thick and then you've got the stone, so you need to shape around the stone so that it blends nicely into the plaster, if that makes sense. Oh, this is annoying. But you can see here, I've just done this section here and I'm basically curving the plaster around, well, the mortar. So when I come to plaster, I've got a nice surface to actually plaster straight onto, because otherwise it's going to take me forever. Because when it comes to plastering, you want to kind of do as much as you can in a day. if I'm having to kind of go around all these bits and feel bits out while I'm actually doing the plastering on a day, it's not ideal. So trying to get ahead of myself. It's looking really good.
It looks so lovely seeing the stone exposed next to the plaster there.
I know, it's gonna, once this is all covered and just the stones that we're leaving are left, I think it's gonna look beautiful.
And imagine that wooden and glass door, it's gonna be so stunning.
Yeah, I keep saying our door should be here soon. And we've gone for a mahogany door, so hopefully it turns out nice. We've had lunch, we've let the sun cool down a little bit, and the Passatra is back on the scene. As I said, the Passat is no longer road legal because it's on UK plates, hasn't had an MOT or a service in a long time. It's not to be driven on the road, but we can drive it around our land, and obviously we're not going to use the hire car to move like big bottles of water and cement around. But what I'm going to do right now is, because it is a bit cooler, it's towards the evening, it's going to be perfect for rendering outside. So I wouldn't want to render in the middle of the day because it will just go off too quickly. So what I'm going to do is actually start rendering the pool, because we have some very warm weather coming up and we want to use it as soon as possible. So I'm going to put a mix on right now. Furrnando, come on.
Furrnando in there. I absolutely love these cooler evenings, not just because it means that we can work, which is fantastic, but also because it's just a lot easier to move around and enjoy the place. But as I say, Theo is currently doing a mix. You can probably hear the mixer in the background, but all the beautiful wildflowers are still out, the trees are swaying in the breeze, and it's just really nice to be outside enjoying it. Check it out, Theo's done the first wall of the pool and it looks really nice actually. It's super smooth, and now he's just working on the top part. So we're just doing the edge, the wall, and then the edge, and then leaving this beautiful exposed granite out here. And the reason we're doing it is because this is not pleasant to sit against, is it? It really rips your skin.
My back was like broken after sitting in it.
It was like an exfoliation, wasn't it?
But we want to keep it as natural stone on the outside as much as possible, so just the tops and the inside, and then we're going to paint this with a lovely pool paint.
Yeah, and then check this out. As you saw in the last video, it was Theo, cemented the floor, and that looks fantastic. It's fully dried now, so this will be the same, and then when we paint it, it will look like a miniature plunge pool. So whilst I've been filming Theo doing the rendering in the pool, I've also just been wandering around checking on the fruit trees. And this is such an exciting day because we've got two loquat trees that have always been a little bit sad. See this one behind me? That is a depressed tree. They're not very well. I've never seen them produce fruit ever. And I was just checking the second tree and I found two ripe loquats on the tree, or Nesperos, and I picked them and I ate them and they were delicious. And so I'm going to show you, because I've just gone back down to the tree and there's more fruit on there. This is such an exciting day. I am very overexcited right now. I've just discovered loads. There's loads and they're all perfectly ripe, and this one is actually in a lovely condition. It's only got one tiny little blemish on it. They're so delicious. This is the best day ever. Look at that. Numerous fruit in abundance. Here we go. This one looks miserable. That's how I anticipated they'd look, because this tree is unhappy. But actually, there's so many. Check it out. What? Look who I've just discovered chilling out in the back of the Pasactra. Furrnando. He's never far from wherever we are, and he's taken the Pasactra to be his new bedroom. Are you sunbathing? Hello, little boy. Whilst I've been picking fruit, Theo's done a fantastic job on rendering 2 of the walls in the pool, and right now he's doing the float coat?
Yes, sponge float.
Sponge float, and this is because...
Basically what it does is just brings like the sand to the surface, makes it a little bit more rougher, takes out any imperfections from trowel marks and stuff like that, so it's nice. It's smoother overall but rougher, and it means the paint will go on nicer. You don't want a really smooth, shiny surface to then paint.
Yeah, that's fantastic. It looks so good. Honestly, this is so exciting. And Ginjey just came down and put her little paw right on there, which is very naughty. So we need to keep the cats. I don't know how we're going to keep the cats away from this tonight.
No idea.
I guess tomorrow when we come down it shall be a surprise. What kind of animal is going to walk all over our cement? So Furrnando and Ginjey have both walked across Theo's absolutely hard work. He is putting his blood, sweat and tears blood and sweat. In fact, I think just sweat, you know, it's been hot. But yeah, both of them have walked across the top of the pool, which we kind of knew would happen. These two hang around us wherever we are, so I'm gonna have to probably take them up into the caravan and the van so they can have their own space. And I'm just curious what it's going to be like when we come down here tomorrow morning and check on it, see if any other animals have walked across it.
The sun has just gone down. It's been another very busy but productive day. It's a beautiful sunset. Absolutely love our land. What a place to live in Portugal in the summer where the sun shines every single day. You can get a whole lot of work done as long as it's not right in the middle of the day. I'm so happy with how it came out. I've only managed to do 2 sides and the 2 tops, so I've got 2 more to go. I didn't want to rush it. I'm losing light. There's no point like just doing it for the sake of doing it. I might as well do it properly. and so far it looks incredible. Come and have a look. So check that out, guys, super happy with it. And then just 2 more to go. The floor's already done, and then we can give it a lick of pool paint. It's like a rubbery paint, and that will waterproof it even more. And it just, I don't know, there's something about rendering it that just looks really cool. That's the first time that I've ever rendered anything at all, and to start off with really wonky stones for my first thing, it was, you know, a little bit of a challenge, but I'm really impressed with myself actually, and it turned out amazing. So I've learned a lot in the last 2 hours, and it's exciting because I can take them skills and use them again in the future on bigger projects.
I can't wait to test out the pool.
I tell you what, it's gonna be incredible. Thank you for joining us on another video. We're gonna call this one there. It's been a good day, hasn't it?
It has been good. It's sad that the truck's ill, but it'll get better, I'm sure.
The truck is in hospital. We're still waiting to hear from the garage to see what the actual problem is, but we're crossing our fingers. Please let us know if you think you know what the problem is in the comments. Could be anything though, but basically it was sick, full of oil. But yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video.